Fragpunk has been out for a week now, and yet I still see people making the same mistakes. So in today's video, I have 10 tips to help you instantly become better at Fragpunk. Tip number 1 is to stop sprinting. What you're looking at now is a comparison between running and sprinting. As we can see, sprint is faster than running. But when we look at the mini map, whenever you sprint, the whole map can hear you. This is why you and many other players feel like the audio is broken. It's not broken, it's just a big radius. So, if you want to start winning more games, stop sprinting around the map everywhere, because you're just letting the enemy know where you're going. My next tip is to use the utility pistols. If you don't know what the utility pistols are, these are the blaster, the flasher, smoker, and burner. If you come from Valorant and CS, these are your nades, flashes, smokes, and mollies. Now obviously, some characters have their own smokes and nades. For example, Chum has his own smokes. Kismet has her own nades. Broker also has his own smoke. Even Jaguar, somewhat of a smoke. But while these characters do have their own smokes, they all have some type of drawback that these utility pistols can help with. For example, Chum, if I switch characters here, has the weakest arm I have seen in my life. This is my smoke to cut off. We change this. Well, there's no call out for it, but whatever this is,
here, friend.
You aim here, right click,
Reloading.
And the smoke will land, cutting this off, right? Cuts off some of the angles. The wood piece, you can still see over it. That's not the point.
Sticky bomb. Here's a
Chum
bomb.
can't make that throw. So this is why things like the smoke pistol are really good. Obviously, grenades, you know what I'm saying, mollies, flashes, all of those could be useful on other characters. The main one is the smoke one. Get used to using and bringing in the utility smokes. It will help you greatly. All right, I had to change game modes for this one because on the map training mode, they don't spawn in treasures for whatever reason, which is our next tip, and that is to break the treasures. If we come to mid here, every map has set spawn locations for these treasures. So in mid here, there's one here. There's one around this corner. If we head over, there's one here. There is one down below. I believe if we head this way, there's one down in this tunnel, if I remember correctly. Should be behind those barrels. Kind of took the wrong way up. There's one behind these barrels. And see, the main thing about these treasures is you want to break them whenever it's safe. If you see this treasure, pick it up. It's a shard point. Okay? There's also another one here in main. See? Another reason to break these, you can get shard cards even after the selection phase. So if you run over this, you see now I have a long dash. Nah, it's only tier 1 because I couldn't put points in it. But if you compare this to what I was doing before, that's way more distance gained on the dash. Come over here to the one in mid, break it, got another shard point. You see? These are important. Another shard card here. Now we have a katana. Alright? If this was you right now in a real game, you'd be able to take over the game with this because you're the only one with it and you can help your team lead the charge. And then here's the last one I was talking about. You break this one. They can also spawn med kits. So there's 3 things that can spawn from these treasures as far as I know. Shard cards, shard points, and med kits. I have yet to see anything else drop from here, and I'm sure nothing else does. Actually, that's not true. There is a card that lets treasures drop skill points where you can refresh your skills. Moving on to our next tip. You saw it slightly when I was doing my lineup from this corner here, but that would be getting used to using the big map here. As you can see, if you look at the bottom, especially on this map and a couple other maps, they all have some type of second floor. And when you're on a different floor from your traps, you can't see them on the map unless you change to that floor. So for example, if we come over here to B Garden, and I was to place this
Time
trap
for a
here.
sticky situation.
As we can see, it's on the mini-map right now. But as soon as we go top mid, it's no longer there. We'd have to look over that way to see if the trap's still up. Obviously, you have it on the side of your screen as well, but if you're focused on an angle, you're not looking at that. So a quick way to know if your trap is still up, pull up the map, hit Q or E, and you'll see your trap is still there. This also works for nitro walls, pathogen mollies and walls, spider bots, sonar echolocation poles. Like any type of trap or deployable will show up on the map. All right, for these next 5 tips, we're going to be in the training range because it's the easiest way for me to show it. First thing, you can get rid of smokes in this game. Just like how in CS2, if you nade a smoke, it'll disperse it. Same thing happens here. So if I throw a smoke out, take out Broker's rocket launcher, you see, it deformed the smoke. This works for a plethora of things, like the blaster,
Here you go, Mr. Gun. Ammo.
the burner,
My smoke bombs are trademarked. Don't copy me.
Hollow Point's wall,
An empty gun is meant to swing. Smoke in the mirrors, as they say.
Circuit's tornado,
Conjure a sandstorm so thick, no god can penetrate it.
Kismet's grenades, Axon's grenades, though this one is a bit harder.
First. Hold these for me.
And Sonar's pulse.
Hold up, reloading. There's a way that'll sweep you off your feet. Stay engulfed by the deluge. Then there's a way that'll sweep you off your feet.
Now, one example of dispersing a smoke could be good is on Naos or Naos or however the hell you pronounce this map. On this map, a lot of people either molly or smoke this door
Don't copy
or do
me.
both, right? So that's a very common smoke to see on this map in rank, casual, whatever. And it'd be good to disperse the smoke early if you want to take map control. If you want to get mid control,
Here's a
now you
smoke
know
bomb.
that instead of waiting the smoke out or flashing through it,
I hope
you can
Mr.
nade it.
Gun likes the taste of these.
better way of doing this would be on Circuit or Hollow Point. Hollow Point could be better. Not really sure because I don't play either of these characters. But if this is smoked,
The gun.
they both have moving walls that'll clear the smoke. And say you want to stop it there and peek this guy here, you can do that. Now with Circuit, I can't do it because I'm unlocked. But you get the point. But instead of stopping her smoke here, since it's a cylinder, you'd want to stop it here where it'd block off the stairs. That's a terrible smoke. Don't worry about that. Just clear it real quick. But you'd stop it here and you wouldn't have to worry about getting shot from mid while you fight this guy. Or, as you saw earlier, you can nade it and do your own counter smoke on the stairs. For example, I have it lined up from here on this brick that will smoke off on the stairs, allowing me to fight here, or to just walk up if there's nobody here without them knowing, and then they have to come down to these stairs here and also keep a guy up here to make sure I don't walk through the smoke and to make sure I don't walk through here. Another thing that I'd say is arguably one of the most important things to learn in Fragpunk is how to get value out of this charge. Now, you're probably asking, what do you mean how to get value out of the charge? You just dash around. There's more to it. One of them being parkouring onto different things, right? Since you're if you were playing Hollow Point, that kind of messed up. But imagine that wasn't there. Then you could hold a main from up here, take your shot, drop down, right? Or say you wanted to get info for CT, you jump and then dash back. This is similar to jump peeking and Valorant and CS, just you can't keep your air momentum. So you have to do it with your dash. And one super underrated thing you could do is, say you have bomb planted, like right here, right? And you know they're coming from main. You can hold your charge, and as soon as you see them, kill them. Another way you can do that is with Spider. Whenever you get his teleport off on an enemy, so like, say example, I threw this main. It goes down, it captures somebody. As soon as they pop out, melee, instant kill, instead of shooting them, because then you have the possibility of, what if you caught multiple people? Well, now you have to do over 300 damage in a short span, which it's entirely possible, but then you also run the risk of you kill the first guy that got stuck here, but his teammate that popped out here after being TP'd kills you, and now you've lost control. But if you had just charged, you'd have killed both of them with the melee. Next thing I want you to know, and to ingrain deep into your memory, is that you can hip fire in this game with relatively good accuracy. If you're using an AR, it's going to be basically 100% accuracy until the later half of the mag.
Here you go.
We can
Mr.
see
Gun.
at least the first 8 bullets are straight up. If we come over here and do the same thing, obviously ADSing, it's a way better pattern. It just goes upright the entire time. There's no variance at this part of the mag, right? So if you want to clear an angle without having to walk out like this, or if somebody's low, you can just hip fire them because it's accurate for at least the first 10 bullets. And it doesn't matter how far they are. Even this guy, all the way back here, will get melted if you have to aim for it. This even works for the utility pistols. There's a little bit more variance on these because they're not as accurate. Same with the DMRs and the snipers. Obviously, they're DMRs or snipers. They're not going to be accurate. The SMGs are accurate. You know what I'm saying? Even then, you're not shooting at this many people that far. Right here, it's fine. Even here, it's fine. Shotguns, we already know those are accurate. LMGs, accurate just like ARs. Same with the pistols, the actual pistols. Don't be afraid to hip fire. Hip fire is really good, especially if you need to swing a guy around an angle. You can always swing out like this and hip fire them, just like if you were playing CS or Valorant. And then the last two in the range, very quick, very simple. Don't jump in gunfights. Whenever you jump, as you see my crosshair, it widens. That means you're losing accuracy. Whenever I move, when I'm at full speed, you can see my crosshair opens up. If I'm standing still, it closes. Same thing with the jump. If you jump around a corner, your first few bullets will be accurate, but as your peak height and coming down, you're no longer accurate. You're going to lose gunfights. I would say only jump if you're 100% confident that you'll get the kill before you get the inaccuracy penalty. And that is usually never going to happen unless they're one shot. And then the last one is reload cancels. You can reload cancel in this game just like how you would in older CODs and Valorant and CS. As soon as a bullet hits your mag, swap weapon, swap back, and here's what they look like side by side.
There's a rhythm to reloading.
As you can see, we were able to fire the weapon on the right, the reload canceled one, at 4:56, while when we did the full reload, it took 5 seconds. Now, if you ask me, I want 4:56 instead of 5. I'm sure you do too. And my last tip is to always, always, always look at your opponent's cards before you start voting. As you can see here, we have offense, defense, and they have TikTok. They nerfed themselves by picking TikTok. And if we head over here to my history, let me go find the game, which I believe it's this one right here. Yep. You can see that we won the round because they nerfed themselves by not looking at the cards we had. If they saw that we had offense, defense, they would have not got TikTok and lost themselves around. But that's it for me. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, and look out for another video here soon.